thought experienced in our consciousness is reality. Take any person who is suffering from any psychological disease. The basic premise is that they take their thinking to be truth. Thinking means the principle of thought creates a mental activity inside our brain, our physical brain. At the same time, the moment the principle of thought creates a mental activity, it's actually very important to know how it operates, how it acts. Because again, the thing that I had discussed earlier in one of my videos is that to win a game, you must know its rules. The better you know the rules of any game, the better are your chances of winning it. Obviously, logical. So we need to know, we need to understand, we need to realize insightfully how thought works, how the entire mechanism works. Only then we can find our way back to the truth, which is happiness, which is love, which is peace. And when a person has happiness, peace, love, guaranteed he or she will be successful in his or her life. Guaranteed. Success comes to the happy person. Success comes to the peaceful person. And what is the value of a success when you are not happy? Because success means that you need to enjoy your success. To enjoy your success, you need to be happy. Isn't it? Logical again. Truth is always logical. Illusion is illogical. Truth is always logical. God is always logical. Science is always logical because God is science. Think about it. Now, what I was discussing, that the structure of thought, the nature of thought is very important to understand. The principle of thought is a formless energy principle, just like principle of mind, principle of consciousness, and principle of thought. These three are the fundamental blocks, the fundamental pillars out of which all our experience is created, all our lives are created, all the existence is created. There is not a single thing in this existence which is not made of these three principles. Now, the principle of thought creates a mental activity inside our brain. This is happening since the day we are born, and this will happen till the day we die. No one can stop it. We can choose to respond to that mental activity or not, but we cannot stop the mental activity from happening inside our brain. Naturally, if it chooses, it will stop, and you will feel meditative, you will feel peaceful. But this will not happen out of your choosing. So the principle of thought creates a mental activity which we call thinking inside our brain. It happens. And at the very same time, the principle of thought also creates a feeling. So the moment a mental activity is created inside your brain, that very same moment a feeling is also generated inside your brain. So we can say that feeling and the thinking and the feeling are inseparable. They are two sides of the same coin. You cannot separate them. Just try it out. Try to think of a happy thought and try to feel sad at the same time. Try to think of a sad thought and try to feel happy at the same time. Impossible. Guaranteed. Impossible. It cannot happen. So again, the principle of thought creates a mental activity inside the brain, which is called thinking, and at the same time it also creates a feeling, a corresponding feeling. Many times it happens that the thought actually happens, the thinking happens at a subconscious level, so we are not much aware of that particular thought, but we are aware of the particular feeling. The feeling is unmistakable. You cannot mistake the feeling. Many times you will see that you are feeling, all of a sudden you are feeling happy. All of a sudden you are feeling sad. All of a sudden you are feeling a bit of depression. All of a sudden you are feeling a bit of anxious. You don't know why. How come? Because the thought is happening somewhere inside of you, which you are not aware of right at that very moment. But you are aware of the feeling. So the feeling indicates that you are having that particular corresponding thinking at the same time. Now, one more thing is also created at the same time. That is the illusion. The moment there is a mental activity, that is thinking, and also the feeling is created out of that, along with that, also a content is created. The moment you are having a mental activity inside your brain, that is thinking, it also generates a content. The principle of thought also creates a content. That is illusion. That content is illusion, pure illusion. In my last video, I have spoken about electromagnetic pulses. Now it is possible for scientists, for doctors to map the brain and to see that thoughts are happening inside the brain real time. And when they say, when they see that thoughts are happening inside the brain, how they see it? They see by looking at the electromagnetic pulse. That an electromagnetic pulse is being created, and they understand that a particular thought is being created. But tell me, can they see the content? Can they ever see the content? Can anyone ever see a content? No. Because the thought content is just an illusion. It is not true. It can never be true. By its very nature, it's an illusion. So, what happens is that, again, if I a bit of retract what I was saying for your understanding, the principle of thought creates mental activity inside our brain, which is called thinking. Also, it creates a feeling simultaneously, corresponding feeling at the same time, and it also creates a content. The content being the illusion. But the problem is that the content has the form. The content has a specific form. So we believe, mistakenly, because our brain can only fathom a form, not the formless. Our brain can only comprehend the form, not the formless. Our brain mistakenly thinks that we are feeling the content. This happens because the brain, the intellectual mind, the intellect, can never comprehend something that is formless. That's why we have to use metaphors when we are speaking about the formless. Even the very word thought, consciousness, mind, these are all metaphors. Words are metaphors. They point to the truth, but they are not truth. So, we feel the content to be true because the content has a form. And the moment we take the content as truth, the psychological suffering starts. Adya Shanti, a famous American spiritual teacher, wonderfully says that if you take your thinking to be true, if you take your thinking to be reality, you will suffer. And again he says that if you start to suffer, it automatically points you to the fact that you are not relating to the truth. You are not relating from the truth. You are not seeing the truth. Because the truth can never make you suffer. The very nature of truth is infinite, is divine, is love. It can never make you suffer. You can only suffer when you take the illusion of the thought content to be true, and that is the beginning of all psychological diseases like depression, bipolar, anxiety, phobia, schizophrenia, hallucination. Take it, just name it. You just name it. Everyone suffering from any of these diseases or all of these diseases will always tell you that they take their thinking to be reality. They take their thought content as truth. And that's why they suffer. It points to one very important fact, that we can come out of suffering in just one instant like this. How? By not taking our thought content to be truth. By not taking our thinking as reality. Keep on watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.